Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right?
No,
it's
Tuesday.
I just gotcha. I actually knew it was Tuesday. It's Tuesday, May 13th. We are on site at ASOTUCon 2025.
Nailed it.
That was a quick one.
Producer quick, let's go.
Listen, everybody, we're going to call this officially the game day desk.
The game day content corner, whatever you want to call it. Let's go.
I'm going to keep the microphone here so Michael feels like he can say something, but hi. Since we're like halfway set up right now.
We're getting there, right? We're not letting you into the rest of the space because this is set.
This is set, right? This is going to be our content corner. A lot of people are on their way to Hanover, Maryland, aka Baltimore, right now to be part of ASOTUCon 2025. But even if you can't be here and you're not on your way in, make sure you follow ASOTU on LinkedIn and Instagram, where we're going to be bringing you as much of the content as we possibly can. And Michael Cirillo.
I need whoever, like, if you're watching this, I need you to screenshot. This might be the only time I'm the same height as the two of you guys.
We have small torsos, okay? Yeah. We have small torsos.
It's weird. I can see myself in the monitor, and I'm like, this is weird.
I'm tall again.
It is. And I'm like a hair set back, too, which makes me look even a little bit smaller.
Yeah, you guys usually put me in the middle.
We do.
And now, how does it feel?
Good. That's cute. I do. I feel very loved.
Hey, I think a lot of people actually haven't seen. If you're watching, you can see this More Than Cars logo behind us, which is a brand new thing. You'll see it throughout this week. We'll be revealing more about that.
About the logo, yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit of news today.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Is there anything we missed yesterday? Because yesterday was the first day we weren't together and have a co-hosted show in a while.
There
Big
were
tariff
two
announcement over the
T-words,
weekend.
Trump and tariffs, happened over the weekend, and then trillions in market cap between multiple different things. I think. I don't know if trillions, that's probably not true, but there was a lot of gains in the stock market yesterday. A lot of people excited about some of the new developments with China. There's still a ton of shakeout on that, and it's only a 90-day change. So we're still just cautiously optimistic. We don't talk about it a ton because I don't think it's going to have quite the impact that a lot of people may feel that it will.
I mean, we talk about this on the show all the time. Things never end up the way that we think when the news breaks. You know what I mean? We're always like, oh, a little turn of events here and a little turn of events there. So we'll see.
All right.
It's good to be optimistic.
It is good to be optimistic. It's the best way to be. All right, let's talk about a little bit of news, though. Volkswagen and Uber are teaming up to bring self-driving, the ID Buzz, right? Microbuses, they're calling them, I guess, to U.S. streets. Testing is starting this year with full-scale deployment in L.A. by 2026.
Not too far.
No. The electric retro-styled ID Buzz will serve as the vehicle for Uber's upcoming autonomous ride-hail service. Human-supervised testing begins in 2025 with L.A. as the launch city and national rollout plan. VW's MOIA subsidiary will handle the autonomous tech and platform integration. The deal aligns with VW's push into urban mobility and Uber's interest in expanding robotaxi options. I guess we're just calling them all robotaxis now. Here's a quote from VW's Christian Senger. Volkswagen is not just a car manufacturer. We are shaping the future of mobility with Steve Greenfield.
That's what I was about to say.
Think of the news that we talk about now and how just commonplace it sounds.
Right.
But I think of my grandparents who, maybe past, it's been maybe 12, 15 years. If they heard that car manufacturers were developing vehicles that drive themselves, taxis that drive themselves, Waymo, now Volkswagen,
the future.
Yeah, and we're just talking about it. It's like, oh yeah, no big deal.
Just a couple. Well, this is what's really interesting here. We just ran a story last week around how the ID Buzz has not taken off the way that Volkswagen was expecting it to, and then also the issue with the recalls on the back seat, right? Yeah. Hey, maybe that third seat is actually really a good thing for the robotaxi. Yeah. You need to bring that thing in. I think this is the van style thing is going to be something that I think really wins with these robotaxis. You're going to need that one-off one person. But I can tell you, I was carting around 3-4 people in a little, a little Jaguar with the Waymo, and we multiple times had large crews, right, that needed to go different places. And I think that, especially when you're in a city that you're not expecting to be in, a lot of times you are traveling with 4, 5, 6 people, and so good stuff there. It is interesting to see Uber though jumping in with this type of car initially.
Well, I mean, it is with this type of car. I mean, who knows why the partnership made sense to them.
Right.
But, I mean, with Tesla about to enter the market, but with both ride-hailing and a fully autonomous vehicle, I mean, it really is the only The Tesla, I think they lost in court, and they're not allowed to call it the robotaxi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're not allowed to trademark that, so I don't know if everyone should jump, like, that is the term. It's like elevator.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually mechanical lift.
Yes.
But the brand was elevator.
Yep.
And everyone started calling it elevator, so they no longer had ownership to the brand rules. But Tesla
And
obviously...
Kleenex got away with that one. I'm
Yeah,
telling
they
you
did.
what.
Yeah, they did. It depends on where you live in the country. When you
Tissue.
say, pass me a Kleenex, is kind of a southern thing.
Really?
How about, what did they call it, a Kleenex in Canada?
Kleenex and rollerblades.
Right, that was a brand.
Oh, that
But
was
it's
a
actually
brand.
it's actually inline skates, but everybody calls them
Yes.
rollerblades. Doesn't matter.
We
Yeah,
had-
but I want to jump on something you said because I think it's actually really quite inspiring. Which is you said, Volkswagen, the van wasn't doing that well. Somebody somewhere in that organization or Uber, someone was like, this isn't final though. Let's shift. Let's maneuver.
Yep.
And I think that's obviously a lot of what we're about at More Than Cars is like, hey, nothing is ever absolute. You can always do something. There's always a silver lining. There's always an opportunity, and here you go. Maybe it's a robotaxi.
Speaking of opportunities,
Oh, he hit it. He was waiting for that. That's expert level right there. TikTok's latest white paper dives deep into how the platform influences car buying decisions, debunking the myth that it's just for dances and pranks and fart jokes. And maybe the first time I said that word first time I said the F word on this show. With affluent users and a cultural grip, TikTok is revving its engine as a legit force in auto marketing. This white paper, we don't have, you can link through it in the show notes, but TikTok is driving 9.4% of all digital-driven inquiries despite a smaller ad spend, outperforming other digital channels with 90% higher ROI versus online video and 12% better than other digital platforms. Full funnel campaigns are seeing 14% more inquiries and 62% better efficiency with longer balanced spends. So I don't know who this quote is from, but it says a brand's failure to fulfill its promises in this post-purchase phase can hurt brand equity 7 times more than a positive encounter can benefit it. That's very interesting.
That was Marcus Aurelius.
yeah, right.
Yes, from the ratings of...
Here's what I do know about TikTok: the CPMS and the cost per leads are still pretty low as a platform specifically for automotive, because there's not a lot of advertisers in there, right? So, we talked about this a couple of years ago that you can buy early into the platform. You can still buy early into the platform, and they've just released a couple new ads types into their ad network. So types of vehicles or types of formats that you can bring in there. So it's still like an early buy. It's still an option to gain influence. And if you have any level of influencers within your organization, buying on top of that influence power is a massive push. They noted a couple of automakers that have kind of been leaning in there. Still haven't seen automakers really understand the TikTok game, but you see, some content creators in auto really winning on TikTok and driving quality leads to the store. So a balanced game between organic and paid strategy on TikTok is still a winner. Even, whatever you feel about TikTok, whether you use it or not, from an ad strategy, it definitely wins.
I've tended to be critical of TikTok because I'm always a big fan of hey, while your competitors are busy trying to jump on the latest trend dance bandwagon, you can find the openings that they're not thinking of, where they're occupying their thoughts. But to your point, I mean, there's real data, that's coming from TikTok, and I think by way of understanding where it fits into your marketing mix, right? Back to the topic of absolutes. If you go into TikTok thinking, oh, this is absolutely the channel that's going to drive leads in a one-to-one fashion, yes, how much are you willing to put behind it? How much effort and that sort of a thing? But even to your point, from an organic perspective, where are you going to get cheap eyeballs?
Yep.
It's there. And also from a market segment largely that you're still trying to understand. So if you want to test some stuff out, put it in front of that audience, right?
Yep.
Young Gen Z, millennials, that sort of a thing. And what's after Gen Z?
Alpha.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the beginning.
They're all using it like a social network.
Well, I mean,
That's all it is.
Gen Alpha is going to be the generation that grows up with AI.
Yeah.
So who knows how they're going to... I mean,
How they're
TikTok will
gonna
be...
buy.
TikTok is the
Have
Facebook
no
of Gen
clue.
Alpha.
Yeah.
On the way in, just for the grandparents, I guess, these days. Well, look, we have a lot to set up still. We have a welcome reception coming in hot tonight. We will be if you're on your way to Baltimore. But again, If you're not coming into Baltimore, make sure you follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. We will bring as much of the show as we can to you because you are the ones that make this community happen. We will see you here tomorrow morning.